Greetings and welcome to the Contracting Guy. I am the Contracting Guy on location here in the Red Sea with my friend Mr. Moses. Now, Mr. Moses here is pretty sharp at solving problems and making the deal. So we'll refer to him a little bit later. But I have an email from a friend. He says, "Hey, Contracting Guy, my name is Nicholas and I am from Ypsilanti, Michigan, and I have a question. I am working on a project and I'm having a difficult time making a decision. Can you help me?" Well, Nicholas from Ypsilanti, Michigan, decision-making process is difficult. So we will talk about that in just a moment. All right, Nicholas from Ypsilanti, Michigan, let's take a look at this. So you're having difficulty making decisions. Let's do some things first. Set the table, if you will. First is, let's look at your thinking machine or your thinking model. The one I have over here shows an input, some workings in between with a question mark, and then an output. Now, as a small business person, you're going to have plenty of input and plenty of question mark discussion to get your output. Now, you've heard of the old saying, garbage in, garbage out. Well, that is a concern that you might have with your thinking. When you run it through your thinking machine, you want to make sure you have good information coming in so that when you get to the question mark, that box, you're now processing information properly. So what do? To get good output, you need good input. So you need to have information that's flowing to you from reliable, credible sources. You need to know whether it be the Federal Acquisition Regulation, insofar as it applies to a solicitation or a contract. You need to know relationships that you have with your legal, your bankers, the PTACs, the VBOCs, and all the other members of your team to help drive this forward. Once you start getting those inputs from all those people and those organizations, you then go to the question mark section, which is the processing. This is where you take information and you start digesting it. Now, does it make sense? Does it apply? Does it pass the smell test? Does it have enough rigor to be able to sustain and withstand any argumentation? Does it have what it needs to be successful? Now, you can't do this alone. Let me just say that. You can't do this alone. This model works best when you have multiple inputs. When you have multiple inputs, you can come up with better outputs. So you need to think about who do you have on your team to be able to give you input. You also need to have people on your team that can process and think and help you come to a conclusion that is useful and beneficial for your company. Too many small businesses think, I'm alone, I could do it myself, I'm in charge, and rightly so, you are. The bigger deal, though, is not whether you're in charge or not, is whether you can make a good decision. A good decision will help you get a better outcome. Good decisions are related to proposal development and solicitations to select or non-select, bid or no bid. These are all thinking machine decisions that only through good input are you going to have a great output. So you need all of that. So takeaways. First is, don't go alone. Don't do this alone. This has to be done in a team fashion for it to be totally useful. The second is, when you get to the question mark piece there, that is the part of the machine that actually digests the information. Get good counsel. Your people should be able to provide you good counsel on where you need to go, what you need to do. You need to be informed. And that's where all of that applies to that question mark. So that, in the end, you're pushing through to the outcome which you wish to have. Now, whether you're successful or not, that's another decision that somebody else has to make, oftentimes in the federal government. But for you, you want to give your best shot at it. To do that, you have to have critical thinking. And part of your critical thinking is having a critical thinking machine. That's your machine to drive your thinking processes. Well, Nicholas from Ypsilanti, Michigan, I hope that helps out. I think the machine will be very helpful to you. So, with that, this is the Contracting Guy. I'm out. Thank you for watching the Contracting Guy. Please like, subscribe, and share the video. We'd appreciate that. This is the Contracting Guy. I'm out.